Hi guys, it's Sarah with the Wreath Shop here, back with another tutorial. It's been a minute, but I wanted to head into spring showing you some of our great florals and how easy they are to use. These are big ranunculus daisy sprays, and these colors are perfect for spring in the soft peach and pink and dusty blue and a touch of creamy yellow. These are just so perfect for spring and Easter. And these make it really easy to make a floral wreath. Now you can use these on a grapevine wreath or a moss wreath. I'm going to use an 18-inch grapevine wreath today, but I think these would also look pretty on a moss wreath. You can see here, this is a 16-inch moss wreath, and you can see how much that would cover on one of those, or you can go up a step and use an 18-inch moss wreath, which we sell as well. I'm going to link all of the links to all of these products below in the details. This is going to be a kit, so you can find a link for the full bundle with the florals, the wreath, and the ribbons there, but I will also link all of the individual products individually as well. So we're gonna basically lay 2 sprays like this on the wreath with a space in the middle for the bow, and then we're going to use 1 large mixed greenery bush. It's just so big and full that you only need 1 bush to fill in all around it. So let's go ahead and get started. And these have super long stems, so I'm gonna go ahead and clip these down. They just kind of get in the way. We're going to do our bow last. And really all you need to do, you can see how easy this would be to just stick those in there. You can glue them, you can zip tie them. I'm going to take a couple zip ties and zip tie these in here. And you can take, if you have longer zip ties or chenille stems, you can just do it all the way around the frame. But I'm gonna poke these through. And when you have trouble finding the other end in there, you can use your scissors or needle nose pliers to reach in there and grab it gently so you don't cut it, and pull it through. You can see it right there. So I'm going to do a couple of these zip ties here. And I'm just doing 2 here just to make absolute sure it's tied down really well and secured. And these will be hidden by our bow, of course. So look, those are on there really good. They are not going anywhere. So, and then you want to bend your stems around so they're not just sticking straight up and down like that. That's not very pretty. You want it to follow the frame of the wreath and the shape. So we're just going to bend these. These are all wired, so you can shape them and bend them however you want. See how these flowers are facing in all different directions. We're gonna pull these around and bend them and shape them. But then look, you can, since these are all on wired stems, you can bend these all to face the front. So you can see all the pretty flowers. You can move them in different directions. And really, if you wanted to be super quick and easy, you could just leave it like that. But we're gonna fill in a bit, of course. And you definitely wanna add your bow. Okay, so I'm just going to clip some of these off. I'm gonna clip all my stems off. Okay, this is just like a 15-inch plastic mixed greenery bush. And I selected this one because one, it has all these different, this is why I like mixed greenery, because it has all different kinds of stems and leaves and shapes in there, which adds a lot of texture and dimension, which is great. And I also like this color green because most of the greenery in this is a lighter green. So I wanted, and this is just gonna fill in the back. So I wanted all of these colors in here to be able to pop off of that. So you can either use a glue gun or a glue skillet, however you want to add these in. I have my glue skillet over here that I'm using. And I'm just going to place these in between other stems and back behind it. And we have several stems. These are also on what we call pushers, so you can slide the different pieces up and down a bit to move them where you want. So I always just eyeball it a little bit first, decide where I want it to go, and then I get some glue. I'm going to hold my place right there while I get some glue. And shove that in there. Can already see how quickly and easily this is shaping up. We're almost done with this side, and you can fill in to your liking, add as much or as little as you want. You just want to make sure it kind of follows the shape of the wreath frame. I'm going to add some more on this side. I'm probably going to come back here. I'll just go ahead and add that in there. And then we'll do our bow and see if we need the rest of this somewhere. Okay, I pulled these two ribbons together because they really went well with these florals. I love that light blue with the pink and then that rosish pink to match the flowers. And I have my really good turquoise handled scissors here that we also sell at the Wreath Shop. You can find everything that I'm using here at thewreathshop.com, including the bow maker, the cutting mat. If you go to the website and click on other and go to tools, you can find all of the basics and necessities you need for crafting, like the bow maker, the scissors, the zip ties, chenille stems, etc. So I'm going to start with this ribbon as my base. And I'm going to leave a long tail that we'll trim later. And I'm going to make each of these loops. I'm going to make 3 loops on each side. And I'm going to make them about 6.5 inches. So they're pretty long loops. And because this is a pattern ribbon, after each loop you want to give it a twist. And then make your loop to make sure that pattern shows. You do 6.5 inches on each side, 3 loops on each side. And if you want to do this by hand and you're good at making bows by hand, you can certainly do that. And then we're going to add the rose pink. I'm gonna leave a long tail again. This one, you can see it's the same on either side, so it does not need to be twisted. So I, again, am going to, I'm gonna make these loops about an inch or so shorter. And I'm just going to do 2 loops on each side with that one. You'll want to grab a couple of zip ties. I'm using clear ones just because of the light colors on these ribbons, but you'll want to pinch the bow all together and pull it up off of your bow maker. Make sure the ribbons are going in the right directions, and take the zip tie and lay it over the top of the bow in the center and flip it over. And start giving your zip tie a little tug, but do not pull it tight yet. Before you pull it tight, you need to take your second zip tie and run it under there. So you're running it through that loop, and then just leave that laying there, and then you can pull your zip tie nice and tight. So you're going to use the other second zip tie to attach it to the wreath. We're going to snip that off. I'm going to bring my wreath back in here. Okay, so now I'm going to just add my bow to the wreath. And just like I did with the other zip ties, I'm going to attach this here. You can either just wrap it around the spray stems, the florals, or you can wrap it around the grapevine too. I'm just wrapping it around the flower stems. Pull it nice and snug, so it's not going to go anywhere. And you can also add some glue under there to make sure it stays put and doesn't wobble around if you'd like. And then we're gonna fluff. And this bow is on there nice and good, and it's all held together, so don't be afraid to really tug on your loops and tails. You wanna get those loops nice and big and full. So that's what I'm gonna do first, and then I'll shape them all, put them where I want them. How pretty that is. And I'm gonna cut these at a slant. You can dovetail them if you prefer, but I'm just gonna cut them at a slant today. I'm gonna tuck some behind here. What's great to do is to pull up some of the greenery and florals up through there too, so it's not all just a big bow in the center. All these in there. Make it nice and airy. Got those florals and the greenery coming up through it. And you can see if you want to add any more greenery throughout there, but this is looking pretty good and full to me. If anything, I might add, I think it's a touch more full at the bottom. I think I just want to add a touch right there, so I'm going to take my last piece and add it in up there. And voila, you guys. We just made this wreath in about 20 minutes, if that. Super quick and easy. Anyone can do this. Again, you can find this bundle at thewreathshop.com. I'm going to add the link below in the details. And please give the video a like and subscribe to our channel on YouTube to see more videos and crafting tutorials. Happy crafting!